On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning in to On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. In the morning, we're going to start it off with some international stories. Really, really sad stories indeed. So a motor vehicle accident took place in Cayman Islands on Monday, which allegedly claimed the life of 3 Jamaicans. We are not for sure the persons as yet, because they have not yet been positively ID'd. But On The Spot News Media received this photograph of this female stating that she is one of the females that lost her life in that unfortunate motor vehicle accident. Really, really sad. So On The Spot News Media is taking the time to offer his most sincere condolences to the bereaved families of those who have lost their lives. So back to local style. Now, the last vlog I did on Monday, when I spoke about happenings at the TLC Center, that's a school in Mobay, St. James in Hart Street, where some of our most vulnerable have been bullied, targeted by the young Sparta gang members who have infiltrated schools right across the length and breadth of St. James. I encouraged parents to be more vigilant and to listen to their children when they come home and report these type of atrocities that has been taking place to them within the walls of these institutions. And right after that, tragedy struck. 2 of our most vulnerable, our children, lost their lives. One within the walls of an institution in Mandeville, and another along the roadway in a community known as Dunkirk. Now we're going to talk about the incident that took place in Manchester. Then we'll be talking about the incident that took place, unfortunately so, in Dunkirk. Now on your screen is Akelia White, a 20-year-old student of the Catholic College of Mandeville, that's in Williamsfield in Manchester. She was fatally knifed up on Monday morning by a fellow student at that institution. A 17-year-old boy has been taken into police custody in connection with her loss of life. Now, On The Spot News Media was reliably informed that Akelia was sitting in her classroom shortly before midday when she was attacked and knifed up by the 17-year-old classmate. Deputy Superintendent Kerry Duncan, who is the head of the Manchester Police Division, stated that another 17-year-old student also sustained knife-up wounds in the incident and he has been hospitalized for treatment. So according to DSP Duncan, shortly before 12 o'clock, Akelia and other students were inside their classroom when a dispute arose over a missing phone and money. It is said that the 17-year-old became angry and boisterous and ran to a nearby tuck shop. and later returned with a knife and attacked Akelia. It is said that she was knifed up several times in the chest. The other students was knifed up when he came to the assistance of Akelia. On the spot, news media was also informed that the boy then ran from the institution, but fortunately, he was chased by concerned residents and held and handed over to the police. Now we're going to hear from Akelia's mother. Her name is Marian White. Definitely a woman in shock and struggled to find words following the incident. She remembered her daughter as being very nice and jovial and recalled their last conversation. Listen.
When she was in class and the boy just attacked, so I don't know what happened further from there. I don't know. I saw her this morning before I leave for work and she texted me around 11 o'clock asking, "Mommy, you alright? You eat already?" And that was it. Very nice person. I don't know if it's right now.
Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Dunkirk community in East Kingston that has been grappled with gang violence for years, 3 people, including a 15-year-old schoolboy, is now laying lifeless on a block of ice in the morgue, following a fatal knockings and clappings in East Kingston on Monday. Now on the spot, news media was reliably informed that they were among 4 persons who get seriously caught up and left for dead in that brutal attack which occurred along Wild Street off Windward Road sometime after 3 p.m. on Monday. Now the facts surrounding that particular incident is that the now deceased and also the injured men were among a group of at least 7 persons congregating along Wild Street, vicinity of 1A Windward Road, that's in Kingston 16. It is said that whilst the persons congregated, a grey-coloured motor vehicle turned onto Wild Street from Windward Road. It is reported that one armed man alighted from the front passenger side of the motor vehicle and gave chase to the several persons who were gathered. Another armed man came from over a wall at a section of the complex where the court is. It is said that he cornered the persons that was running from the opening and also opened gunfire at them. It is said that whilst this was happening, the vehicle proceeded to the section of the complex which housed the basic school, where another criminal element alighted from the motor vehicle, armed with a rifle and opened gunfire on some of the other persons who were running for their lives. The gunmen then made good their escape in the said motor vehicle along Windward Road. The police was summoned and the injured persons brought to the Kingston Public Hospital, where the 3 was pronounced, you know what. Now the 3 is this 15-year-old schoolboy presently on your screen, identified as a Holy Trinity High School student known as Maurice Morgan. It is also understood that Maurice Morgan is the child of a policeman assigned to a corporate area police division. The other men that lost their lives is this man presently on your screen, identified as Sabina Clark, age 23, and also a man identified as Troy Dennis, age 20. Another 15-year-old schoolboy was also wounded in the attack. He was treated for his injuries that is not considered serious at the time. Now on the spot, news media was informed that either Sabina Clark or Troy Dennis was the alleged target of that brutal onslaught. Now we're going to hear from the senior superintendent in charge of the constabulary communications unit. That's Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, as she weighs in on this latest spate of violence in the Dunkirk era of East Kingston. Listen.
It's part of the young conflict that's going on in that part of the community. It's a long-standing issue. So, gangs and gangs, they have been having some issues recently, and they suspect that it is as a result that we saw the incident happening yesterday afternoon. They are also looking at one of the individuals that may have been the target. He said at the moment they have at least 2 persons of interest that they are pursuing. They are looking into the matter. So they are making some inroad in the investigation based on where they are just now. Such people in the community that persons were just there and the incident happened. I mean, even the 15-year-old child that was killed, he's the son of a policeman, one of our frontline officers from another police division. So we also express our condolences to him.
So my most sincere condolences again to the bereaved families of the 2 children that lost their lives. Now we always hear people cry out for justice. We want justice. Why is it that none of you protested the injustice that took place on Monday, where the lives of Akelia and the 15-year-old boy in Dunkirk was taken? Why don't you want to prevent these type of injustice from happening again? You know why? Because you were not affected by it. You were not. You see, Jamaica and Jamaicans, this type of attitude speaks against you and against life itself. You think it doesn't concern you, so it's none of your business. Well, this morning, let me tell you this. If you don't speak up against the injustice that you see happening to others, guess what? One day, you too may experience the same or another type of injustice. And there will be nobody there to stand beside you. Truth and justice lives within all of us and live through all of us. And we must fight for it. Because the truth is, my friend, in life and work, we all live next to each other. We all work with each other. But we somehow console ourselves that the problems of others have nothing to do with us. It's none of our business. And we go home glad that it did not affect us. But guess what, my friends? It's not about that. It's about standing up for each other. It's about every day an injustice happens right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Whether we see it, whether it has happened to us or to persons that we know of. So keeping our mouths closed, it's not enough. It's about speaking up for each other, speaking for the person who does not have the power to speak for themselves at the time. It is a very critical lesson that needs to be learned by us Jamaicans and get out of the times when informers are labeled as bad. Get away from that notion, step away from it and start being our brothers' keepers. We cannot just sit and wait for the police to solve the crime or for the government to do something, because guess what? The police was not there when it happened. You were there. You saw it. So you have to do something. You have to play your part and give the information so that these perpetrators can be either taken out or taken off the streets. Our children are dying because of our lack of speaking out. People, we need to stop this. Now we're going to talk about some missing persons, and the first person on the list is this teacher presently on your screen. She has since been identified as Danielle Anglin. She has been missing since yesterday. It is reported to On The Spot News Media that she used an in-drive ride-sharing service yesterday. So that's a taxi service where you can share the ride with somebody to get a cheaper rate. And the efforts to contact or locate Miss Anglin has been proven futile ever since she went aboard that in-drive taxi. So anyone knowing her whereabouts is being asked to contact the nearest police station. Now the thing about her disappearance is that the information for the driver and also the vehicle that she booked, all of that is easily accessible. But the thing is, no one really knows for sure if she got into that motor vehicle or if she got into the vehicle and reached her destination and then she disappeared. Now anyone, again, knowing the whereabouts of this teacher, Danielle Anglin, please reach out to the nearest police station. Now the next missing person is this schoolgirl presently on your screen. She has since been identified as 15-year-old Tashiki Davis. She attends the Camperdown High School. She has been missing since May 13th, 2024. It is said that she went to school and took a test and has not been seen or heard from since. An award is being offered for her safe return. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of this teenager, Tashiki Davis, please contact the nearest police station or call this number 876-542-2768 or 876-543-8756 if you have any information regarding her whereabouts. Now, a knockings and clappings go on off Bay Farm Road, right there so. That is in the St. Andrew South Police Division, where a police constable get caught up and a criminal element aboard a motorcycle get caught up and is presently nursing some caught up wounds in the hospital. Now, what really go on in that knockings and clappings is that the police them a conduct some spot check operations and the police signal the motorcycle to stop. The men aboard the motorcycle decide to them nah stop and blaze some can pan the squad them. This took place on Sunday night. Now the police gave chase and blazed back some can pan them. A 23-year-old man was canned up and is presently under police guard in the hospital. A police was also canned up and is presently being treated in the hospital. But on your screen is the other man that is said to be the other criminal element on that motorcycle. Now, if seen, please alert the nearest police station. And if you're afraid to contact the police, link On The Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger, give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Now, if the person in this particular photograph is watching and wish to reach out to On The Spot News Media because you're afraid for turning yourself to the police, please do so and we will most definitely make arrangements for you to be picked up by the police safely so. I hope. Yeah, man. But anyway, make we continue. Now over there in the parish of Westmoreland, the community of Hertford was rocked with tragedy yet again on Sunday night when this man present on your screen identified as 38-year-old Alwayne Beckford, otherwise known as Sheng, lost his life to the hands of his sisters. Now it is said that the family members had a big brawl type of dispute in their yard when it is said that Alwayne Beckford was at home with his common law spouse. It is said that the family members started to hurl big stones at Alwayne Beckford, which one of the big stone struck him in the side of his head. It is said that it was a nasty wound. He collapsed to the ground. He was, however, rushed to the Savannah Lamar General Public Hospital, where he was pronounced, you know what. Really, really sad indeed. Now, a brother has lost his life and a sister behind bars. What kind of sense in a none of that? Boy, me I tell my peeps. The thing rough. And over there in the neighboring parish of Hanover, the body of a female identified as Brittany Gibbs, age 29, said to be a housekeeper of Blackgate district in Hanover, was found lifeless along the roadway of Woodland district in the parish. She was found with multiple gunshot wounds to the head after explosions was heard in the area. So on the spot, news media is not for sure what would have taken place where the loss of life of Brittany Gibbs is concerned. But as always, we will most definitely be making checks and giving you updates in subsequent newscast. And lastly, the parents of students attending this school presently on your screen, the Prembekal Primary School, is being urged to collect your children from schools immediately, as it is said that a security guard from that school was fatally taken out in a hail of bullets on the school compound. So the teachers and also the principal of the school is urging parents to collect your children right now. Boy, may I tell you, the knockings and clappings continues. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.